Fuck yeah, everyone. Welcome to the premiere episode of Bustage Fantasy. This is, we are going to be doing our draft recap. And it is me and my crooked ass friend Nelson. What's going on, Junior?
Hey, what's going on, Clobber?
Yeah, hell yeah. We've been excited for this. So now let me just give you everybody who's listening a little sum up. Like, we've known each other since elementary school, right?
Yeah, fourth grade.
Yeah, something like that. I
Yeah.
went to elementary school and then junior high, and then I went to the smart people high school.
And I went to the stupid people high school.
Right. So, so we've been friends ever since then. And we are actually dedicating the Bustage Fantasy is dedicated to our boy Perry,
That's right.
who just passed away. Was it 3 months ago?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of like suddenly too. We didn't even know he was sick like that.
Yeah, found out at the last minute.
Yeah, yeah. We were gonna head up there, and it was too
Yeah,
late.
yeah.
So
2 days later, he was gone.
yeah, so that's who you're seeing in the picture. Also in the picture are the two teams. There's your team is that the one that's sexual chocolate?
That is sexual chocolate. Yeah,
Yeah, in this
that's
league,
sexual chocolate.
that's sexual. You're sexual chocolate in this league, right?
In this league, I'm Soul
Oh,
Glow.
Soul Glow. Okay, right. And I'm the
Yeah,
I'm the Rabbit Ruse. So we actually have two leagues together, but we're just going to kind of focus on this one because this is our the big money one.
right.
And but the leagues are basically identical. So just to set up like the league is it's 12 teams. It's a redraft league. We do an in-person draft, which we did like it was right before it was the Sunday before the season started.
Or yeah, Labor
It,
Day weekend.
yeah, Labor Day weekend, and basically the draft order is random. So the only difference between this league and our other league is, it's actually two differences. There's the quarterback difference. In our other league, it's 6 points for a passing touchdown,
Right.
and then the defense scoring is a little bit differently. Because like in this one, I found out last week that you can get negative points for having a shitty defense.
Oh yeah, you found out the hard
Yeah,
way.
I found that out a couple times the hard way so far this year.
Happens to me a lot.
Yeah, yeah, you just don't know. We'll talk more about that later because we are so and basically the scoring is not PPR. It's 6 points for a touchdown. Uh, a passing touchdown is 4 points. So
Right.
that's kind of a big difference because well, I think our strategy was kind of the same as we wanted a quarterback who was going to, a running quarterback, a quarterback who was going to run some touchdowns in.
Yeah, they'll score you more points on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, if you have somebody like Tom Brady, you're going to get he's not going to run for any yards, but, he'll, even if he throws like 6 touchdown passes, you get 24 points.
Right, which isn't much.
No, but in the other league, it's 6 points for a passing touchdown. So
Oh yeah, that's a huge game.
yeah, you get there's 36 points right there, and that's not including all the other point. It's 1 point for every 25 yards passing, 1 point for every 10 yards rushing, and 1 point for every 10 yards receiving.
Yeah.
-2 for an interception and a fumble. I think it's a fumble -2 or
I
minus
think
one.
I think it's -2.
Yeah, I think so too. Uh, and then the defense is scored. It's you basically when the game starts, you start off with 15 points because of
Yeah.
the scoring and the yardage allowed. And then it just goes progressively down, or it could go up if you get like a sack, or if you
An
get
interception.
interceptions, or what I'll be talking about in our first segment, defensive touchdown.
Yeah,
But
and that's worth 6 points.
that's worth 6 points. It sure is. It's actually worth if a defensive touchdown is usually worth 8 because it's usually an interception or a fumble recovery.
That's true. Yes.
So that's like an 8-point swing right there.
And then you got to add in your special teams on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if they score, that's more points.
Right, right. So you want to have a defense that scores a lot of points and doesn't give up a lot of points. It's pretty tricky to come up with you just basically want a good defense and a defense who will
Right.
score you points and who won't.
And stay out of negative.
Yeah, you don't want a defense
hard.
that's going to have their opponent put up 41 against you like that happened or 45 or whatever the fuck happened to me last week.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, that was well. That'll be in our first segment, and our first segment is the heart attack of the week. And you know what? I'll let you go ahead and throw your heart attack first.
Okay, my first and biggest heart attack of the week is on Robbie is good as gold.
Yes. And why are you throwing a heart attack on Robbie Gold?
I was down 2 points in the fourth quarter of that game, and all he had to do was hit a 42-yard field goal, which that dick went wide left.
Yep, he sure did. You would have
I
won.
would have won me the game.
You would have won by 1 point.
I would have won by 1.
Yeah.
And safe to say, he got cut this week.
That's right. Yes.
He gone.
I see. I don't know why. Another like with the points is you get extra point, like an extra. I think it's 1 extra point for a kick over 50 yards.
Yeah, that's where the money is for the kickers.
Yeah, and Robbie Gold,
Long range.
Robbie Gold ain't kicking no 50-yard field goals. I don't know why you drafted him, to be honest with you.
It was late in the draft, and I was just looking at crappy kickers.
Yeah, right.
Well, Robbie Gold, their offense is not going to score a lot of touchdowns, so maybe I'll get a lot of 30 and 40-yard field goals out of them.
Right. That's kind of the thought process behind picking kickers in our league.
Yeah, that was my thought behind that, and boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, well, the commish really loved my pick, and he was very curious why I wanted a kicker on a high-scoring team, which I thought was kind of obvious why because he's going to get more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If they're not kicking field goals, at least he's getting you extra points.
Exactly. I'm not going to be shut out.
Right. Now, if you have the Bears kicker, you're not getting crap.
Right. And he said, well, why wouldn't you want a kicker in a low-scoring game? And I said, because he won't score a lot of points. If it's low scoring, he's not going to score. I don't want a kicker on a shitty offense. That's why I would not take. I understand the rationale behind, picking a kicker is kind of like what you did with with San Francisco. You know that they're gonna move the ball, but can they finish? You know what I mean? Can they score touchdowns?
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
Yeah, and that's why I wouldn't want the Bears kicker because. They're 3 and outs. They barely get past the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and when they do get down there, he misses.
Right. Well, that too. But
so what good is that?
Yeah, exactly. And that cost you, I think, isn't it negative points for? Did you lose points for Robbie missing that field goal?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Okay, shit. So suffice to say that your heart attack of the week is Robbie Gold, and I completely understand why because. The same shit happened to me on Monday night. My heart attack of the week is on Matthew Stafford.
Oh.
What the fuck was he doing that game? I understand that he has no offensive line. I get that. But geez, I knew he was going to throw a pick six. I just fucking knew it. So far I've lost my record is 2-2 and both games I've lost because of pick sixes.
Looks like Matthew Stafford is back to being the same old Matthew Stafford.
Right, yeah. And if you have if you're playing a don't be afraid to play against the Rams defense. They have Cooper Kupp and nothing else. That's what it seems like.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
It's hot garbage.
Yeah, it's just trash. So, yes, my I ended up losing that game by, I think I lost by, he had,
Yeah, lost by 7.
right, right. And I had, well, he had San Francisco's defense, and I had somebody going in that game.
Oh, Kittle.
Yeah. Oh, so I lost that touchdown. That
Yeah,
touchdown. So I lost by 7, which was the pick six. The interception was 2 points, and then the what do you call it? The touchdown was 6 points. So there you go. There you go.
yeah,
Uh,
just that easy.
yeah, yeah. So that's what happens. So yes, Matthew Stafford is my fucking heart attack of the week.
That's a good heart attack.
It wasn't. It didn't feel. So what is your Are you 2-2 or are you 1-3?
I'm 1-3, and I should be 3-1,
Yeah.
but I made two real stupid mistakes.
What were the mistakes? Because
Uh,
I've made a couple too.
Last week I sat DK Metcalf
Oh, right, right.
for Terry McLaurin or Amari Cooper,
Yes, right.
which both of them combined got me a 1 point.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
insist on starting Gabe Davis, and I'm gonna do it again this week, I think. And he got me 1 point, and I don't know. I'm my biggest thing was I really thought the Tampa defense, and I thought like they would be able to like at least hold uh you know Kansas City. I thought they'd at least be able to hold them to like, I don't know, 20 or something like that. I thought there would be some defense in that game, but
yeah, I thought it wouldn't be as high scoring.
no, I didn't think so either. I should have picked up a defense. I could have really picked up any defense, except for like Detroit and was that Detroit Atlanta where it was like
Oh,
40,
that was
48 to
bloodfest.
45. Yeah. But
Yeah, that's
any
my
other
kind of
any other defense, and I probably would have won because not only did Tampa's defense got me a cool -3 points last week. So okay, that was our heart attack of the week. So I figure for the premiere episode of this, we would do kind of our draft recap. And so I had the second pick. You had the third pick.
right.
So, and I think we both knew who we were going with.
Yeah, I was.
Or
It took me to the last week. I was between two people,
who were you between? Was it Eckler and
Eckler and McCaffrey,
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
and
again, and this goes back to like if it was PPR, like I probably wouldn't have picked Derrick Henry.
right.
Yeah, I would have picked. I probably would have picked. I probably would have picked McCaffrey because I was kind of like on the fence between the two of them this year,
Right.
but I didn't want to get burned with the McCaffrey thing. And so far, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, he's had pretty decent games every game.
Yeah, yeah. It does have
Yeah.
the total points scored on screen there, and he's had 50 so far, which is
It's not bad. All I ask is he gets me double digits every
that's
week.
yeah, that's all you can, and he usually will too. He's basically the only offense Carolina has because I found out that DJ Moore is no longer playing football. I guess because
Nobody can throw him the ball.
no, nobody can throw him the ball. I really thought it was going to be different, but we'll get to that when we get to that round. So you see my screen. So that the first round, was there anybody who you thought like was a reach or
Uh, Kamara, I thought he went way too high.
yeah, 10th overall? Yeah.
Just the issues with I thought that was too high. Personally, I would have taken Justin Jefferson or Cooper Cup.
I would have probably taken Cooper Cup there.
Yeah.
But yes, Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I would have went receiver there probably. And I was
Yeah.
actually a little surprised that Leonard Fournette went What's it?
He went a little too high.
He went
I
eighth,
thought a receiver would go there too.
and Joe Mixon went. Was that fifth? He went. Joe Mixon went fifth.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, so I was a little surprised by like how our first round went. And as you can see, Alvin Kamara's only got he's scored a total of 9 points this year.
Right.
So and then
Yeah.
Cooper Cup has 63.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Cooper Cup.
No, no. But like that's how our drafts always go. Is it's usually just running backs the first, I don't know, 7 picks.
Yeah.
And then, then receivers are mixed in and tight end, like, Kelsey will go. And so, yeah, the first round was basically pretty standard. There were a couple surprises, but like nothing too like shocking. The second round, again, there was a huge run on receivers where there's where Michael Pittman went with the fourth pick in the second round, which I was a little surprised by that.
I would have probably went CD Lamb before him.
Yeah, I probably would have went with a running back before him, or I was actually hoping. So when the first round ended, were you already thinking like who you were targeting?
Oh, I was already on it. I was hoping Lamb would fall to me,
Right.
or even Pittman at the end of the round.
Mm-hmm. Which would have made more sense. Like,
Right. I knew Kelsey wouldn't go any further. He almost got me though.
I know. Well, so if he would have fell, would you have taken him?
I was all over.
Okay, because I was like eyeing Kelsey. I guess I wouldn't because because it goes in reverse order. I picked before you in the first round, but you picked before me in the second round. So you would have snagged Kelsey on me.
Yeah, if any of the receivers or Kelsey, I was eyeing.
So
and once he left,
once Kelsey left, who were you looking at?
I was torn between Zeke and Chubb and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I wonder if like. I bet you some asshole tried to talk you into Zeke and tried to talk you out of Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I think it was you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Like I was saying, Zeke looks good this year. He's healthy. It's going to be, it's going to be a different year.
I don't know why I've never been a Nick Chubb fan, but all he does is score points.
That's I loved. So when Nick Chubb fell to me, I had my like mindset on Josh Allen in the second round.
Okay.
I was gonna I wanted Kelsey, but if he didn't fall to me, I was just gonna take Josh Allen.
You can't go wrong there.
No, again, it goes back to you want a quarterback who like Josh Allen he is not afraid to like get banged up and just like jump into the end zone and shit. Like that guy's fearless. So he'll take on like 3 guys to get into the end zone. And he's really the only running back that they have.
Yeah, he really is.
He leads their team in rushing just about every week.
I know, that's sad.
Yeah, but when I saw Nick, because Nick Chubb would be a guy I would have considered, like if I had like the 8th pick or whatever, I probably would have went. I probably would have went like Kelsey and then Chubb or one of the receivers in Chubb. Like I am a huge Nick Chubb fan. So,
well, I can see why. If you look at the total points scored for all the second rounders,
yeah.
From what I'm seeing, isn't he number 1?
He is number 1. Well, let's see. Let me scroll up a little bit. Yeah, I think he's like the number 1 player in fantasy. I don't know if maybe Cooper.
Yeah, he's number 1 running back.
No, Cooper. He's even higher than Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that was a total steal.
Yeah. I really and big ups to Fitz for us for picking Saquon. When he picked Saquon Barkley, I was like, you can have him, man. Like I don't think I was going to touch him, but he is the second leading scorer in fantasy in our league right now. So,
and what's sad, I would have passed on him.
I probably would have too.
I just don't trust him.
So going into the draft, were there any guys you were like, I don't care what round he falls to, I am not taking him?
Saquon Barkley,
Yeah, yeah. Whoops.
he was one.
Yeah.
Who was that idiot I had last year who killed me? James Robinson,
Yeah.
running back from Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, you do
He
realize he's
burned
playing pretty
me.
well this year, right?
Yeah, he is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there was no way. I don't care if he was the last pick in the draft.
Well, that's how I felt about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I took him in the other league like the last 2 years, and he killed me. And now he's lighting it up. But I was not going to touch him.
It's only a matter of time before he goes back to being Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, you're probably right, but he's lighting it up right now. And I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna be, this will just show what a dick I am. I was not gonna take Zeke. I was not touching Zeke at all. I was too afraid of Tony Pollard.
I see why.
Yeah, so there. I don't care if it would have been I mean, maybe it was like the sixth round or something like that. But
Yeah, I thought maybe he would just get more goal line carries.
yeah, no, hey, I made a strong argument for Zeke for you.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
So I took Nick Chubb. Were you thinking of like then who were you targeting after that? Because I was like, you know what? I thought that Josh Allen would fall back to me, and he did. So I knew Nick Chubb was not going to fall back to me. So I had to take him there. And then I had to risk that Josh Allen would fall to me. I thought he would, and he did. If
Yeah,
he
he
if
did.
he wouldn't have, I probably would have picked if yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I would have went Aaron Jones, or I probably would have went Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was looking at him.
yeah.
I knew Josh Allen wasn't coming back to me.
No, no. You knew I was taking him.
Yeah, I knew you were taking him.
Yeah,
And at that time, I the way my team was, I was just trying to get another running back that
yeah,
would get a bulk of the carries.
yeah. And you did. You took that. Well, I mean, I thought, especially at this point of the draft, I thought that was a good. Like David Montgomery was a good pick. He was basically going to be the only Bears offense.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's
That's
banged
that's
up, but
what I
he
was
still
thinking.
might be the only Bears offense.
Yeah, it might work out.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And, we'll find out later that you have the insurance policy too. So, like,
Yeah, so I'm covered there.
yeah. So, yeah. And then a kind of a little bit of a run on. So, as you saw for the first two rounds, it was mainly is very running back heavy
Right.
with a few, the elite wide receivers sprinkled in. Tyreek Hill fell to the third round, though.
Yeah, a lot of people were scared of him.
I was a little bit, yeah.
I
Uh,
was very scared of him.
I didn't like Tua throwing it to him. So, but
Yeah,
you
'cause
forget Tyreek Hill. You throw him a 5 yard pass, and he can make it, an 80 yard touchdown. So,
you're right. One play, he'll get you 15 points.
right. But then he has those weeks where he gets you zero. So that was kind
Right.
of what I was afraid of.
Yeah, that's a big risk.
Yeah. So
I'm looking more for consistency.
right, yeah. Yeah, and that's what I like too. And you don't really find that with wide receivers, other than like the top guys. Like you're gonna get Cooper Cup and Jefferson and Chase, even though he hasn't like really done much so far this year. Devontae Adams, you're gonna get consistency from them. But like
Right.
after like those guys and like Mike Evans, after those guys, CD Lamb, after that, it's basically like you're just hoping.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot.
It
You
really
never
is.
know.
So do you have a strategy? Like, do you like go running back heavy, or is it like best player available, or do you have any kind of like strategy like that?
I used to go running back heavy,
Yeah.
but this year I changed it up to go best player available.
Except when you pick Zeke instead of Nick Chubb.
Uh, Yeah, that was worst player available.
Yeah.
I was doing the opposite, like Seinfeld.
Right, right.
So that my reason of taking Montgomery was because I had McCaffrey,
Yeah.
and I wasn't. You're never sure with him.
Yeah,
So if he
no,
goes out,
exactly.
at least I got two other starting running backs I could put in to get me something.
Yeah. So yeah, then there was a little bit of a run of like Cam Akers went.
Yeah, that was a reach.
Yeah, Elijah Mitchell and Travis Etienne. Uh,
Yeah,
Mike Evans, which was a great pick right there.
yeah, that was a very good pick.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts going seventh in the third round.
He was high on a lot of
He
boards, but
was
yeah,
for
I just don't know. Atlanta,
yeah, and last year and Marcus Mariota throwing it to him. Don't get me wrong. If he would have fell to me in the next round, I probably would have taken him. But
yeah, yeah, it's hard to pass him.
yeah, and then with tight end, I mean, I think we both had the same kind of like thought process with tight end is we if you don't get Andrews or Kelsey
Kelsey, yeah,
or for me, and it was one of my next picks. For me, I had basically Andrews and Kelsey are like the top tier. If you have
yeah,
them two, you're good at tight end. You don't even need like a backup really.
right. You have nothing to worry about.
Right. Everybody else, you better have a
Yeah,
backup
right.
plan.
Never know if they're going to get you anything.
Right, or if they're going to even be healthy like throughout the year because Pitts is out this week.
Yeah, which
So
is good for me. He's in my division.
yeah, yeah, no, I mean, it really doesn't. So far, it's been like it really doesn't matter if he played or didn't play because
Yeah,
he,
he hasn't done
he
nothing.
hasn't done a thing yet. So he's done is broken hearts.
Which is fine by me as long as he's not on my team.
Yeah, yeah, me too. So yeah, Travis Etienne went at the last pick of the third round. Eh,
Yeah, they were desperate for a running back there.
Yeah, yeah, but they passed on Damian Harris, which is like I didn't really. I think is it? You think it's because of Ramondre Stevenson?
It had to be
It
because
had
I
to
would
be,
have
right?
definitely taken Harris there.
Yeah, especially above Travis Etienne. I mean, because James Robinson was still there. I know, like people were saying that like Etienne was going to be like get all the work, but
Yeah, he's coming off an ACL.
yeah, I just didn't trust that.
Yeah, that's a risky pick for your first running back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For your yeah, your yeah, that's I mean, that's great that you're stacked with wide receiver, but like yeah,
Yeah,
you want to
running
get
back
you want to be a
garbage.
little safer with running back.
Yeah, a little more even.
And then he went with a wide receiver like so he got a third wide receiver right after that was Keenan
That was
Allen.
a good pick. Well,
Yeah,
at the
no,
time, yeah,
it was a good pick, but I probably would have went, I would have probably doubled up on running backs there. Like, because if you
yeah.
already have, let's see, he started with, he had Jefferson and Adams,
Oh man,
like, to add like Keenan Allen as your flex. I don't know. I probably would have like doubled up
yeah.
on,
I think I would have done the same thing. Even though I hate him, I probably would have taken Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
yeah, I wouldn't, I definitely wouldn't have.
I know you wouldn't have.
I think at that point, like if I had that pick, I probably would have those two picks. I probably would have went Damian Harris, Lamar Jackson.
Now that's my guy.
Yeah, and then you know what?
Yeah.
That's the thing is, so we go back to the board, and we're in the fourth round, and again, were you targeting Lamar Jackson because that's who you took with the?
That's the one guy I wanted. I
Yeah.
was pretty sure I'd get him because I knew Herbert was going to go,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought
Well,
Mahomes would go.
but Mahomes did Mahomes go? I don't think he did.
He didn't go.
No, he did not. Yeah, you're right. Herbert did good. So wait,
Yeah.
if Herbert was available, would you have taken him over Lamar? I know you're a big Justin
Probably.
Herbert fan.
I like him. I probably would have, and
Hmm.
that would have been a big mistake.
Well, not. I
Well, I
mean,
mean, he's good. He's putting up points, but Lamar
yeah.
Jackson on fire.
No, Lamar Jackson been the MVP. I mean, look at the points. He's by far has scored the most points in the league. He's the fantasy MVP right now. Yeah, well, I think he's the actual MVP right now.
Yeah, that's the one guy I was really targeting.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted him to. Like, if for some reason that dude would have picked Josh Allen, I may have taken Lamar Jackson there in like in that like in that third
Yeah.
round.
I know when I picked them, the nut swingers, they had a heart attack.
Yeah, right. Well, look.
They wanted them.
So I used my pick, as you can see. I got a total of 4 points so far this year from George Kittle.
It's only going to get better, kid.
I just thought like George Kittle was probably the end of that tier of like tight ends that could blow up and are like that have that you don't have to worry about it factor. Well, with him, he hasn't been healthy, but when he's healthy, and now that he's got Jimmy G back,
Yeah, that helps too.
yeah.
That's
So
a big help.
after Kittle, though, like that, so I know CBS Sportsline sent me, they send that email like grading your draft, and they called me a fucking idiot
Yeah,
for
yeah.
taking
That's
George
a bunch
Kittle.
of horse shit.
Yeah. But like I just wanted that security of having especially on something like tight end. Because like if you don't have one of those guys, if you don't have Kelsey or Pitts or Andrews or Darren Waller, I would put in that category. And then
Yeah, he's there.
yeah, and then Kittle, like those five.
Yeah, if you don't have them, you're kind of scrambling for somebody to get you something.
Yeah, or you're hoping for you get somebody like you got. We'll talk about him later, but
Oh God, that's another heart attack.
yeah, right. But you're basically playing musical tight ends where it's like you
Yeah, pretty
absolutely
much.
have to play, like you have to draft two tight ends if you're in that position.
Oh, definitely.
But even when you have like somebody like Pitts or Kittle, you have to have a second tight end just because of the health
Yeah,
thing and
yeah. Kittle, you never know, but he's due for a huge game.
Yeah, I mean, Kittle's the kind of guy who can he's the kind of guy who can get like a 5 yard pass and turn it into like an 85 yard run.
Yeah, he can put up a T.J. Hawkinson game
Yes, he
any week.
can. T.J.
Yeah.
Hawkinson, I guess now I wouldn't have put him in that category before with the elite tight ends, not elite, but the like set it and forget it tight ends, like the ones that
And
you.
he's there now.
Yeah, it's funny. The team that I played benched him, I think, last week. So I actually should have lost by a lot more.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that was me.
Oh, wait.
I played the team that benched him, I
Oh, okay.
think.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, they started Taysom Hill.
Oh,
St.
yeah, that's
Not a
right.
bench.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what the shitty thing is, he ended up winning anyway.
Yeah, right.
So that's what sucks is when they make moves like that and they still win, especially on like
That
fluky
kills me.
bullshit. Because when going into the game, you were probably like favored to win. Because what did you need? What did you need going into the game? How many points?
I needed
Like six or
seven to
something.
tie,
Yeah.
and 8 to win.
Right. Which for Robbie Gold, you should that's you should be able to get that.
It's doable.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we go to like Rashad Bateman was picked, which that was a huge reach for me, but this was like the wide receiver dead zone right here. This is like
Yeah, pretty much.
and neither you or I had a wide receiver at this point, right?
Right. This was our top guys.
Yes, these are our number one wide receivers. Pray for us.
Yeah.
This is
We need
round
it.
5, and so Bateman and Williams go, and I wasn't going to take either one of those guys.
I didn't want either one either. Yeah.
You know, I so do you do this like are there like guys that you are targeting when you go in like I want this guy, this guy, this guy? Like realistically, I mean, obviously you want Taylor, Henry, Kelsey, but like
Oh yeah, there's a handful of guys I want on my team.
yeah, that you're gonna
And
even if you when you take them, even if people say it's a reach, you don't care because they're your guys.
to be honest, Terry McLaurin, I
Yeah,
was all over him.
yeah. I'll tell
I wanted
you.
him bad.
So I again, this was an in-person draft. So we go up to the little draft board where like the little stickers are,
Yeah.
and I actually pulled off the Terry McLaurin sticker and was about to put it on the board. And at the last minute, I was like, you know what, DJ Moore's a safe. I wanted a safe wide receiver because I've had Terry McLaurin the last 2 years.
Okay. He's solid.
He is, and I really well. What I regret is one of the guys that I was really wanting and targeting was Jalen Waddle, but I knew
Yeah.
like if I took him here, it would be a reach. Like that would be my number one. And again, I had a problem with the Tua thing,
Yeah.
but he was good with Tua like last year. So I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't take Jalen Waddle here. I really should have.
Yeah. Well, it could be worse. You could have taken Allen
You're
Robinson.
right with the fourth pick in the fifth round, Allen
Uh,
Robinson, and then
He's
like
rated number 72 out of all the wide
yeah,
receivers.
he's put up a total of 14 points.
Yeah.
But
Got
look
your
at
contract, buddy.
Amon Ra St. Brown. Would you have?
Oh, I wouldn't have thought to take him there, but that
No,
was a good
that
pick.
was a great pick. Like I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what. I don't know. I guess I thought last year was a fluke because I'm not sure. I don't know why I didn't even like look his way. 'Cause I didn't even consider him when I was making that pick.
Wow.
Like I was thinking, McLaurin, DJ Moore, or Waddle. Those were the three guys that I was like looking at, and yeah. So I because at this point I think we had the same kind of philosophies. Like we need a fucking wide receiver right here.
Right. Somebody is going to give us something.
Yeah, because like we were pretty good on running back, or at least we thought we were, and
Yeah.
we both had like the two best quarterbacks.
Yeah. So we were pretty much set. Fill in the rest.
Yeah, but now we're like our number one receivers were playing like wide receiver roulette, or at least I mean I don't know. I still think McLaurin is. I still think he's solid. He hasn't been. He's got Carson Wentz throwing it to him. You can't like fault him too much.
Well, last year he had Taylor Heineke
That's
throwing to
true.
him.
That's a good point.
The
Well,
one thing I like about him, though, he can have a terrible game and just one play,
yeah,
40-yard touchdown. There you go. Got
yeah.
10 points.
He did that.
Yeah.
He did that to me a lot last year. Was I would start him and he'd have like one reception for 3 yards and then all of a sudden a 57-yard touchdown catch.
And that's a good day.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. There you go. You got 12 points right there. And actually,
Right.
we actually have a bonus where it's if they score a touchdown over 40 yards, I think it is, you get an extra
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, extra point for 40.
Yeah. So yeah, anything over 40, so you get a
Figured I
60-yard
could-
touchdown pass is 13 points.
Yeah, I figured I could live with that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Even if he's not going to do it every week,
No, he's not, but
he's always capable of it.
yeah, he is.
So okay, then Patrick Mahomes went in the 5th round, which I was very surprised by.
Yeah, I thought he would be gone in the second or third.
That's what I thought too. He usually is. I guess people,
Yeah, he is.
I guess people were scared with Tyreek leaving. Like, who's he going to throw it to?
Well, he's finding other people now.
Yeah, well, and he has Kelsey, so like, you know,
Right. That's his guy.
that's his guy. So he's gonna get his Mahomes, but
Yeah, that was a great pick there.
yeah. Oh shit, I would even if I even if I would have had I might have like considered Patrick Mahomes there and just used him as trade bait.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean I did that in the other league. I took Tom Brady and I was planning on taking just doing it as trade bait because I already had Herbert. But so yeah, then Kyler goes, my guy Kyler.
Yeah, they can have him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, so I've had I was in the championship game 2 years in 2020, and then last year I won the whole league, and both years I had Kyler Murray.
That's
But
your good luck charm.
he was, but every week I was terrified to play him.
Yeah, I know.
I actually was started Jimmy G over him once or twice, I think.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get with him.
No, I honestly, I think since he got hurt, it's almost like he's afraid to run.
Yeah, he hasn't run much this year.
No, and he's like the fastest player. Like he's probably the fastest quarterback in the league. I would say he's faster, like speed wise, he's probably faster than Lamar Jackson.
Oh, he probably is.
And,
If not, he's right there with him.
yeah, yeah, and like elusive and quick, and he is a great runner. It looks like he's afraid to run, so that's why I
Yeah.
didn't want to touch him.
Well, thank God we don't have to worry about him.
No, no. Then Jalen Hurts went, and I was upset that Jalen Hurts went in my division. I
Yeah.
I knew Jalen Hurts was going to be good this year.
Yeah, he was one of the quarterbacks I had on my radar.
Yeah, if Lamar would have been gone, you would have probably been all over Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah, probably after Lamar and Mahomes. I would
Yeah,
have taken him over Kyler Murray.
yeah, I would have too, for sure.
Yeah.
Then this is where the Miles Sanders went, which ended up being a good pick. Like who would have known?
Yeah.
Juju has gotten 19 points for who dat?
Yeah, I wanted nothing to do with him,
Me neither. Me neither.
even on Kansas City.
No. And then the string of quarterbacks. It was so yeah. Then there was Dalton Schultz went before Darren Waller, which I was a little surprised by.
That really shocked me. He was a tight end I had my eye on.
I had him last year. Oh no, I had him in the other league last year, and he was good. Like
Yeah, he gives you games where he puts up monster points.
yeah, and he really never he never like gets shut out. Really, he's not going to throw up a zero on you. Really.
No, he'll get you something.
Yeah, and that's really what you want with especially like after the elite tight ends. You just want somebody to give you, if he gives you 6 points, you be happy.
Right.
Yeah, you just
Just
don't.
something.
You don't want to put. I picked up OJ Howard. OJ Howard blew up and had two touchdowns the first week.
Now he's MIA.
Yeah, and I picked him up and then started him in week 2, and of course I lost, and OJ Howard threw up the 0 for me.
Yeah, you don't want the old donut.
No, you don't. So yeah, you definitely don't want to take a guy like that. You want a guy who is at least going to give you even if he gives you 2 points, you want something. You know what I mean?
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then let's see, we got the string of quarterbacks that went was Hurts, Brady, Rodgers, Russell Wilson. What do you think about Russell Wilson going into the year?
I thought he was going to be good there.
I did too.
I would have taken him after Hurts over Brady and Rodgers.
I probably would have went Brady. Probably would have put Brady ahead of Wilson. But I was kind of sold on Russell Wilson. I really thought like they were building like the greatest show on turf. That.
Right. I thought he was going to put up a lot of points there.
So did I. And it officially looks like I played against Russell Wilson in both of our leagues. just this past week, and I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, he put up I think was it an 8 spot in which for obviously for a quarterback scoring under double digits is that's pretty shitty.
Yeah, that Thursday game, that was a shit show.
It was a shit show. I didn't even watch it. I was working, but yeah. So you in the next with the next pick, you went with DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I was going for potential there, even with the great Geno Smith throwing to him.
Right. Well, I mean, a guy that big and that fast, like he's just a great wide receiver. And like, I don't know if it's me. I know he's like slumping, but I'd start DK Metcalf every week.
Yeah, I'm no longer taking him out of my lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't.
He's a must start every week.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think, even if he does throw up a goose on you, and you know he's had some games where he's gotten you 1 or 2 points. You just kind of have to live with it. You know what I mean? Because you don't.
Yeah, you gotta go with that potential.
Yeah. Did you walk away from your? Are you far away from your microphone?
No, I'm close now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I had to move something.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you do have to. You have to go with the potential of the like because DK Metcalf's a guy who could throw up like a 30 spot on you.
Yeah, he definitely can.
Yeah. He hasn't yet, but I mean, even with Geno Smith as his quarterback, like all he has to do is throw the ball out like as far and as high as he can, and like DK Metcalf will fucking snatch that shit out of the air.
And it seems like Geno's going to him a lot now.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Even when he's not connecting, he's going to him.
Yeah, I'll tell you. If you didn't take DK Metcalf there, I would have. But I went with Rashad Penny, so that was my third running back, or basically my flex. Because the way we play, it's one quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a kicker, a defense, and a flex, or a flexible. And so I went with Rashad Penny as basically a backup. Just in case anything happened to. But Rashad Penny has a like huge injury risk too. But he really like blew up at the end of the year last year. So I was hoping like healthy Rashad Penny was going to be,
Oh yeah, if he's healthy, he's giving you points.
Well, shit, he scored like 30 last week.
Yeah.
He had like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. So yeah, and he was of course on my bench, but I don't really regret that because like my running backs were Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Jamal Williams. So like who would I have sat?
Yeah, we really can't sit either of those guys.
No, especially if Swift would have played, I would have probably started Penny in that game. But with Swift out, no, I
got to go with him.
Yeah, I wasn't going to sit Jamal Williams in a game against Seattle.
Right.
So Hunter Renfrow went, which is
he can have him.
A guy I did not want, and
I wanted no part of him.
So then Joe Burrow went, and again we both had quarterbacks, so we didn't really care.
Yeah.
And then I picked my guy. Like that's the guy. I had a handful of guys I was targeting. Josh Allen was one, and Gabe Davis was the guy going into this draft. I'm like, I'll be happy if I walk away with. I'll consider this a successful draft if I walk away with Gabe Davis.
And I was targeting him too.
Oh, were you? So if I didn't take him, would you have passed on AJ Dillon or?
I think I still would have went AJ Dillon.
Yeah. Well, you're an AJ Dillon guy.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, I knew you. I knew you were going to take AJ Dillon.
He's one Aaron Jones hit away from being great.
Yes, he is. So you don't think that Gabe Davis there in the 7th round? See, I don't. Yeah, in the 7th round, I don't think that was a. I mean, it looks stupid now, but I think at the time, I don't think that was a stretch.
I thought that was a steal.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought that too. How Hollywood Brown then goes, and DeAndre Hopkins, which I actually think is a good pick. Yeah, you're not going to get him for the first 6 weeks, but after
Yeah, when
that,
coming
like
back,
you got a number one wide receiver right there.
right, just sitting there.
Yeah, I was actually considering him, but like again, Gabe Davis was like, I was like, I won't feel like that I had a successful draft if I don't walk away with Gabe Davis. So
And I'm quite sure he would have been drafted by the time it came back.
he would have never came back to me. So
No.
yeah, so it was between him and DeAndre Hopkins, and I had to go with my guy.
Oh, he's going to have some good games.
Oh yeah. Who that? And he's another guy. I mean, look what he did in the playoffs. He scored,
Right.
200 yards
Touchdowns?
and 4 touchdowns. Fuck, like he could do that again.
Oh, he will do that again.
Yeah, and I don't want to be sitting him because I'm tempted to sit him this week, but
Who are they playing?
they are playing Pittsburgh.
Somebody shitty.
I think
Oh,
isn't it Pittsburgh? I think yeah, because the line is
yeah,
like
you're right.
the line is 14. The Buffalo
Okay.
minus 14.
I see a lot of Pittsburgh fans will be throwing heart attacks this week.
Yeah, they probably will.
Bad enough they're finally through with the Mitch Trubisky experiment.
Yeah, we'll see how this new experiment goes.
Yeah, really not good.
But I thought AJ Dillon was a good pick there because you're right. Like anything happens to,
Yeah, I always liked him, and then they still give him the ball.
yeah, and especially on the goal line.
Yeah, he does get a lot. So that was one of my insurance policies.
Yeah, and especially with like Devontae Adams gone, like if they were at the goal line like last year, Rodgers might throw it to Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
But now he doesn't have that option. Like it's just
No,
pounded.
he doesn't.
Yeah,
Their receivers suck.
Yeah, right. So it's just, I have Romeo Dobbs on my team now.
Yeah, he's the only one doing anything really.
Lazard's been steady.
But there's no Devontae Adams over there.
No, they don't have a number one wide receiver. Well, neither do we. Like as Bears fans, because look who got picked with the 10th pick in the 7th round.
There's our number one receiver.
Yeah, there's our number one receiver, Darnell Mooney, who has collected a total of 12 points so far this year. And I think most of that was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And he's currently a free agent in our league.
That's right. He did get cut, didn't he?
Yeah, they cut him. And nobody picked him up.
No. I wouldn't pick him up.
I want nothing to do with the guy.
I'm a Bears fan, and I mean, he was great last year, but there was at least the threat of Allen Robinson, and Dalton played a lot. So
yeah,
I don't know. I didn't want any part of Darnell Mooney. I mean, maybe if he would have fell to like the ninth, like the 11th or 12th round, maybe. But I was more than happy with letting somebody else, because we do this. We're in Chicago, so we know like people like
they want a bear on their team.
Yeah,
they think they're better than they are.
Right.
I mean, Mooney, I had him last year. He was decent for me.
Yeah.
He had some decent games, but this year, and then I already got Montgomery.
Right. Yeah. You didn't want to. Well, you didn't want to go too heavy on Bears.
Man, play two Bears guys on your team, and they throw up some crap like last week.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
Yep. Yeah. And they're basically every game is going to be like last week.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, we're not very good this year. Maybe in the future we'll be good, but it's not this year.
Definitely not this year.
No. And Deontay Johnson went after Darnell Mooney. So you're talking
that was a head scratcher there.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because like, you don't want you don't want like the guy who Mitch Trubisky is throwing to. If Ben was around, he wouldn't have made it that far. But so wait, you said a head scratcher because like it was a reach or because he fell that far?
That somebody would take Mooney over him.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, that's the benefit or the curse of living in Chicago is
Right. I mean, I would rather have Justin Fields thrown to my guy, but not behind that line.
no, no. And
And Mitch sucks, but he's got sort of a line there.
yeah, and Deontay Johnson's a much better wide receiver than
Oh,
Darnell
right.
Mooney.
If he was on any other team,
He'd be doing great. Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
I agree. And I think that's what's going to happen next year.
yeah, probably.
And let's see, Alexander Madison went a little insurance, but like he didn't have zero tolerance. Doesn't have, so he was just hopeful, and it worked out.
It's not a bad pick.
No, it's not. I mean,
No,
you
your
know,
running backs kind of suck. Take a chance on him.
but I mean, I think if it was me though, there instead of Alexander Madison, like why not go Melvin Gordon?
That's where I would have went. Actually, right there, I would have drafted Michael Thomas.
Right. Well, you
I
would
would
have
have
had
taken a flyer on him.
you would have had the two picks, so you would have had you could have went Thomas and then
I would have taken Thomas over Godwin for sure.
yeah, me too. Thomas was kind of a guy that I was hoping. So in the 8th round there, that's where I was kind of hoping. I'm sure you were too, that Michael Thomas was going to fall to us. I guess
Yeah,
you would have snatched him before I would have had a chance.
yeah, I probably would have.
Yeah. I was actually also hoping Melvin Gordon fell somehow, but
Yeah, he fell kind of far.
he did. And I don't know why you would take Alexander Madison over Melvin Gordon, because Melvin Gordon, even with Javonte Williams, and I get that like he's like they wanted at the time to make him like the
Yeah, their guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Melvin Gordon was still going to get
He was going to get you some touchdowns.
yeah. I mean, he's good.
And
He's gonna,
Madison, he's only good if Cook gets hurt.
right.
Really.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, is
Which
pretty
is
a safe bet.
Yeah, it is a safe bet, but
Yeah, but like at least Melvin Gordon's gonna be, he's gonna give you something regardless.
yeah.
And now he's like they're not, he's their only offense right now. It looks
Yeah,
like.
now he's their guy.
Well, Cortland Sutton still, but yeah. So then, see, Devontae Smith went. I was kind of like looking at him.
I think I know we're gonna go with pick number 8 of this round.
Oh, pick it. Well, so this was the first Cordero Patterson that was that was taken.
Cordero Patterson, the first.
Yes, this was the first Cordero Patterson taken. So would you have taken him there, or were you like? Did you have your?
You know what? I didn't want him.
Oh no, I didn't. I kind of didn't either, but
I did. I know they got that rookie, and
yeah.
I would just remember him from being on the Bears, and he wasn't.
I loved him on the Bears though.
I liked watching him, but
Yeah, but he was a kickoff returner. I mean,
I was definitely passing on him, and I was targeting wide receiver.
and was Amari Cooper who you were targeting, or was there somebody who got picked that you were targeting? I mean, obviously we were both targeting Michael Thomas, but
Yeah, he was the top guy on my board at the time.
Amari Cooper was.
Yeah, so I just rolled with him.
Okay. Yeah, it's. I mean, I thought it. I still think it's a good pick. It's what round is that? That's the 8th round. So you got the number 1 receiver. I know it's Cleveland, but it's the number 1 receiver on Cleveland in the end of the 8th round.
Yeah, that was my thinking. Yeah, I mean he's been pretty decent.
Yeah.
In both games he plays good. I sit him.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. So
And then I start him last week and he gets me 0.
Yeah, you'll know how Amari Cooper does. Like the betting line is whether Junior plays him or not.
If I sit him, play him.
Yes, if you that's when you hit the sports book on Amari Cooper.
Right. Make sure you bet he's scoring that week.
Yeah, and like if I'm playing against a defense on Monday night, bet on them scoring, getting a pick 6.
Yeah, take the over.
Yes, Yeah, take the over, but also bet on a defensive touchdown
Defensive score.
because
Sweet.
I've lost. You realize like if I lose this week, I'm gonna be in last place.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. If I well, I'm actually I think maybe no. I think if I lose and the commish loses, I'll be in last place.
Uh, yeah, the commish has a tie.
Right.
He's actually, I want to say, the second highest scoring team in the league,
He is.
and he's got screwed out of 2 losses already.
Yeah. Well,
Or
he
2 wins
he screwed me out
today.
of a win last week, so I don't feel too bad for him because I am the highest scoring team in the league.
Oh man, that could be a curse.
It could be, but I got my boy. I got Chubb and Henry and Allen. I feel good about my team.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's guaranteed points right there.
that's what I thought. It's just everything else has been like a fucking mess for me. But
Kittle will come around.
yeah, and I think Tampa Bay's defense won't look like that again.
No, that was a fluke.
At the draft, well, I'll get into it like when it gets to that part. But you know what? I'll wait on that. So yeah, Cordero Patterson. I may have taken him there, but I was actually kind of targeting Darrell Henderson Jr. Just I had him last year, and he was pretty fucking great last year.
Yes, he was.
And I didn't trust Cam Akers. Like Cam Akers was one of those guys that I don't care how far he would have fell, and he went in the second round or some shit.
Yeah, he went high to Vinny.
Yeah, I was not touching Cam Akers.
Yeah, I didn't want nothing to do with him.
Me neither. Me neither. Because he looked really bad in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
So I took a little bit of a gamble here. So the Darrell Henderson thing that was probably a reach. I probably could have gotten him later, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. But
These clowns, the way they draft,
you don't know.
never
That's the thing is, well, look who went right after Darrell Henderson. James Cook.
James Cook.
James
Yeah,
Cook.
he
and
was one of my sleeper picks.
Yeah, mine
Believe that
too.
or not.
I really thought Devin Singletary was done, and I thought it was going to be James Cook. I thought Zach Moss was going to be history, and
Me too.
I thought it was going to be the James. So Nut Swingers picked back to back. They went James Cook and Sky Moore,
Right.
and that has totaled them 11 points so far.
Wow. And I think Sky Moore is a free agent now too.
I think so too, and James Cook might be too. Did
Yeah,
he
I
hold on to
think
James Cook?
I don't know.
We'll have to check.
Eh.
So after that, I had to go with my guy. Another guy that I was targeting was Tyler Lockett. The guy. How can you even again? I know Russell Wilson's not there, but this is a guy who can put up like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you just can't let him fall.
No, and I was sitting. He's a bench. Well, he was a bench receiver for me. He's not anymore. I'm starting him every week probably now.
Yeah, you kind of got to.
I really don't have a better
big
wide
potential.
receiver than him. I mean, Gabe Davis has been doing nothing. DJ Moore, I've already I'm not playing him again until he comes alive or another quarter. I don't know. DJ Moore is basically going to be sitting on my bench for I'll maybe start him on bye weeks or whatever.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Maybe
Go with the big play potential, Lockett.
Yeah. I thought Tyler Lockett right here was a steal. I thought this was my favorite pick of the draft. I had no fucking idea that Nick Chubb would fall to me, but I really thought that the 9th round for Tyler Lockett was like a steal for me.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
So then saying you had to shore up your tight end position.
Oh, I was so happy when I picked this guy.
I know you were.
Oh,
Well, I mean, again,
I know it's early. He's hurt.
yeah, but you want a piece of that Buffalo offense, though.
Yeah, you do. That's what I'm thinking. A few red zone touches, and that's a good game.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy who can get you a 60-yard touchdown pass too.
Yeah, they
Cuz
just haven't gone to him.
yeah, and he's been hurt all year. So basically, right?
Uh, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And well, I guess it's good I took him because my second choice, if he was gone, was going to be, believe it or not, Cole Kmet.
Would you have taken Komet there though?
Yeah, I would have taken him there,
Oh shit.
thinking that would have been Fields' guy.
Well, I think we were both kind of like fool. I think we both bought into the Komet hype.
Yeah, a lot of people around here thought he was going to be something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, even nationally, like people were like, yeah, a lot of the
Hey,
shows that I watch.
he was supposed to be the breakout tight end this year.
Yeah, yeah. I would have considered him. Like I was thinking about at some point drafting him as my backup. Because
Yeah.
I knew Kittle was even going into the draft. I think Kittle was hurt going into the draft, and it was kind of iffy
Yeah.
if he was going to even play week one.
Right.
So I knew I needed like another tight end. Um, but yeah, didn't work out. Didn't work out for me. But
Uh,
I was looking at Komet. So
yeah, it's a good thing we passed on that.
yeah, yeah. Or that like somebody else. There's Cole Komet went right here at the ninth pick. So what round?
Yeah.
What round are we? Ninth pick of the ninth round. Cole Komet, and there was no way Cole Komet was falling back to us.
No, no, no. Somebody was going to take him.
So anything stand out on any of these other picks? Is that the first defense that went? The Patriots?
I believe it is.
I think so too.
Is it
Yeah,
by
we were both.
my dig small or something?
Yeah, my dig's small.
Yeah, yeah, that was the first defense,
That
and we were kind of shaking our head on that one.
yeah, like I mean, obviously we both would have taken Buffalo ahead of the
Right.
Patriots. Or
Everybody had Buffalo as the number one defense, I think.
yeah, and Tampa Bay number two, right? Or did you have somebody
Yeah,
else?
I think it was Tampa Bay was too.
Yeah, yeah. In my like, do you go by like when you're doing the draft? Do you kind of go by like the rankings that like is there somebody particular that you watch or like or read or
Usually I go on the CBS website and I look at the rankings for the different so-called experts.
okay, so like Jamie Eisenberg and
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of compare them all and
yeah,
get an idea. I usually don't take too much of their advice except when it comes to defense. Like a
yeah,
defense, who's rated one, the top five defense. I kind of want to get one of those.
yeah, yeah. Oh, me too. Like and that's what I was kind of dumb this year. Like that's how I lost the second game because I got cute with my defense and Tampa Bay. But then I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not. I have Tampa's defense, and I don't care. I don't care about the matchup. I'm just going to play them, and I should have cared about the matchup a little bit against Kansas City. Because even at the draft, I'm like, who? I saw. I looked at. Well, I'll get to that when I get to Tampa's defense, but. So yeah, Patriots defense was the first off the board, which we were both surprised by.
Yeah, very surprised. They're ranked number 12 here.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I probably would have taken them as like a backup defense, but or I would have waited a while to like because I I like their defense, but I
Yeah.
was way not that high, definitely not that high.
Yeah, they made a few weird picks. I think they took the first kicker too, kind of early,
Oh, okay, we'll see.
if I can remember.
So yeah, Josh Palmer went, Brandon Ayuk, that was a little bit of a surprise, but at the time Trey Lance was the quarterback, so I guess not that big of a
Yeah,
surprise.
yeah,
And Zamir White was picked.
yeah. I mean, he was rated kind of high coming in.
Yeah, I guess they thought,
But Jacobs was supposed to kind of fall off.
yeah, no, and he didn't. But I mean, I guess if something happens to Jacobs, Zamir White's a good. I just think that was a reach.
Yeah, that was definitely a reach.
Josh Palmer was a. I like Josh Palmer, but that was a reach too. But
Yeah,
again,
not that high.
I think here you're kind of just like you're just kind of like throwing darts, right? You
Pretty
just kind of
much. I
it.
mean, I like the Tyler Algier pick.
Yeah, no, that was a good pick.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It hasn't turned out to much so far, but
Not yet.
he's
Yeah, you never know now.
yeah, he's their lead running back. So
Yeah.
okay, so then Dak went. Uh, Matthew Stafford. I wonder if he's still playing Matthew Stafford. Hopefully,
I wanted nothing to do with him.
no, me neither. Me neither. Well, again, I I had my like mindset on. I was walking away with that with Josh
Yeah.
Allen in that draft.
Actually, that's not bad for him. That's his backup quarterback.
Right.
He's got Mahomes.
Yeah. So again, yeah.
You're only
Unless
gonna play him for one game.
right, right. So the Bills. So here's what I thought was a steal was the Bills defense right here in the 10th round.
Yeah.
I mean that's what lost me that game. That Bills defense. He won
Wow.
because of that Bills defense. And that team always stinky pinky. That team's always fuck. Is this where he was yelling about Cordero Patterson, or was
Yeah,
it?
he's the Cordero Patterson clown.
Yeah, he. Oh, so
And you know what? It wasn't here either.
no, it wasn't here because there's. Yeah, no,
It
no, no.
was further down the road.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll go get back to that then. And then Trey Lance, I guess I was surprised. I was a little surprised he didn't go. Like I probably would have taken it at that point Trey Lance before Matthew Stafford.
I definitely would have.
Yeah, because
Just
again,
for the running ability.
right, and that's what you want in this league is you
Yeah.
want like if you can get a guy who throws for 200 yards but rushes for 60 yards and then maybe rushes for a touchdown. That's
Yeah.
what's going to get you the W's.
All right. Matthew Stafford loves to throw 2 picks a game.
Yeah, and he
And
doesn't
how
run.
often is he going to run the ball in?
You barely ever.
Not
And when he does, he gets a concussion.
often.
So
kinda-
yeah, no, I would have definitely went Trey Lance there. I mean, obviously it turned out better for him to pick Matthew Stafford because at least but
Yeah, but I would have rolled the dice on Lance.
me too, especially as like a backup quarterback.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with him.
Yeah. And if he sucks, you just cut him. And you're not really playing him anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
What I was afraid with Trey Lance was like, what if Trey Lance was like doing really good? Like I couldn't have sat Josh Allen. Just like you can't sit Lamar.
No chance in hell.
I mean, unless they're like hurt, like dinged up.
Yeah, if they're banged up pretty bad, then you got to consider it.
Right.
But you just never know when those two guys are going to explode.
No. Yeah, you draft those guys. You don't like do you even well, do you still have a backup quarterback?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, because you drafted him, so right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
drafted.
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that mistake.
So, and
later.
there was the first kicker off the board,
Yep. So this guy takes the first defense and kicker in back-to-back rounds.
and the first defense was the Patriots.
Right. Now the kicker, I understand.
The
Who
ki-
wouldn't want Justin Tucker?
Right, but you don't take him in the what is this, the 11th round to the 10th round,
Yeah, no.
and like I can understand wanting Justin Tucker really bad, and but honestly, kickers they're all basically the same,
Right. And if you look, he's rated number 13
Yeah,
of all the kickers. So
yeah. So
I'm with you. I got the strategy to wait till the end of the draft.
right, yeah, I think we both have that because
Yeah.
you're not going to take a kicker and then not want to cut it, not care about cut I don't
Right.
care about I'll cut a kicker. There is no
Yeah.
kicker that you're going to hold no matter what, you know what I mean?
Right. I need a backup kicker to. Shit. Get out of here.
See, I have the backup. I went with the backup kicker philosophy during COVID, just because I didn't want to pay. Because what we do is on Wednesday we bid on free agents,
Yeah.
and if so whoever's in the free agent pool, we all bid on them, and whoever has the highest bid gets them. But the last couple 2020 and 2021, because of COVID, you kind of had to have a backup kicker.
Yeah, during that COVID, you kind of had to have a backup for everybody.
Right, because I had I this is my first year without Travis Kelce, and if it was this year, I wouldn't have a backup tight end. If I had Kelce or Andrews,
Right. That's just wasting a roster spot.
yeah. So like this year, with my kicker, I don't have a backup kicker because I'm
Neither do I.
yeah, why? Because why?
Right. I'm going to cut the kicker I have now on his bye week and pick up another one.
Me too. Well, I might not. I might.
Well, you might not. You got a really good one.
Yeah, I'll probably hold on because I have other garbage on my team I can cut. So
I just got 50 kickers.
Yeah. Well, who did you just pick up?
Brett Maher.
Oh, right, the guy from the Cowboys.
Cowboys?
Yeah. Well, see, and that's perfect. That's a guy who can kick you like a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah, not a Robbie Gold.
No, Robbie Gold. Robbie Gold's great because he's accurate, but like for the most part, I guess until except last week.
Unless I need him to win a game.
Right, right. But like he's not gonna if they're over 50 yards, they're punting.
Yeah.
So
that's not good.
Okay, so you went with Julio Jones with your pick in the 10th round. Were you like targeting him?
Yeah, he was one of the guys I wanted out of this draft. I just wanted to take a flyer on him. And at this point in the draft, I wasn't sure who to go for, so I'm just going to get it out of the way and take him.
I was throwing a heart attack because that's who I was going to take.
Yeah. I just wanted to take a flyer on him.
Yeah, I wanted a piece of that Tampa Bay offense.
Yeah.
So
it hasn't worked out yet, but
not yet, no. But we'll see when he
get healthy and throw him in there for a game or two.
I did cut him in the other league.
Well, the other league we don't care about.
No, no, not really.
Not really.
I mean, I care about it just because of my partner, but so. You went with Julio Jones, which is who I was going to take. But since you did that, I went with the Bucs defense because again, I wanted that defense. I wanted that they call it like a positional advantage, where like you have a defense that you are going to start every week.
And they're still ranked number 5.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't really regret. I mean, obviously, hindsight, I regret starting them now, but like, I would have regretted it if I sat them and they would have been their typical self. You know what I mean? Because I sat them week 2 because I was being like, that's what gets me in trouble is being like strategic and shit.
That's what gets me in trouble.
Yeah, it gets everybody in trouble. I think it's when you like start listening to like the experts and watching all these shows and they say, oh, don't sit Tampa's defense. They're playing against, I forgot who they were playing week 2, but they turned out, they turned out, it was New Orleans. Why the fuck did I sit them against New Orleans?
Yeah, I don't know why you did that.
I don't know why either. It cost me a game. I actually lost 20 points because of that move.
Wow.
Because the team I did play, the defense that I did start, they scored like 2 points, and then Tampa's defense scored like 22 points.
Wow.
So yeah, I've lost. I lost that. I lost that game by being a shitty manager. At least last week, like I didn't really make any huge like lineup errors. I don't think. Like obviously, I would have not started. Gabe Davis. But I mean, who knew? I mean, like I probably.
He's kind of a guy you don't sit.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly.
That's really not a. You can't really call that one a mistake.
No, like last week, I actually, I lost because the commish was a better team last week. You know what I mean? Like I can't.
Oh yeah, he put up what 111 on you.
Yeah, something like that. So
Yeah, you score over 100, you figure you would win.
yeah, and I was like the favorite going in. I was by far the favorite going into that game because I think I had still had Kittle and did I have another? No. I still had Kittle and he just had I think he just had the 49ers defense.
Okay.
And I was going into the game winning by like 15 or something like that.
Wow. What a turnaround.
I know. But you know what? That's the kind of loss that you can kind of deal with. I mean, you throw a heart attack on Monday night. Like I threw the heart attack on Matthew Stafford, obviously,
Well, yeah.
because all he had
He
to do is
deserved.
not throw that pick six, and I would have won.
Right. Wow.
So, but I mean, that loss I don't really feel that bad about. So I ended up cutting my second defense just
Who
so I
was
didn't. Oh, go ahead.
who was your second
Oh,
defense?
it was the one I drafted. We'll get to that.
Okay. Okay.
But I specifically drafted the second defense. I remember during the draft, I'm like, oh shit, Tampa Bay's playing. They're playing Kansas City week 4. Let me see who was like. Let me check the games on week 4, so I could pick up. So I don't like.
I went by the old matchup thing.
Yeah, I did in the draft, but then I cut the second defense like because I pulled that stupid shit on week 2. I was playing the matchup thing, and I'm
I
like,
usually do that same thing during the draft with my
yeah,
defense and my quarterback.
yeah. As far as like the bye week,
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, let's see. Foreman went. TJ, there's TJ Hawkinson, first
Uh,
pick of the 11th round.
Now that was a steal.
That was a steal. But I mean, again, TJ Hawkinson, like he was kind of
Well, at
like
the
a mid.
time,
Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
think I would have
Detroit.
I would have taken Dawson Knox ahead of TJ Hawkinson.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah. At the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would have known Detroit was going to have a high flying offense
Yeah, no, I mean, of course,
with Jared
and
Goff?
even better, no defense, so that every game was going to be like 45-40.
Ah, my kind of game.
Yeah, so everybody thought that like this was a reach in the draft. I took Jamal Williams with the second pick in the 11th round.
Yeah, now that was clearly a steal.
Yeah, it turned out to be, but like at the
Mhm.
draft, I know people were like, "What the fuck?" Like they thought like like I was getting a lot of shit for Jamal Williams there.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, and that turned out. I mean that was my thinking was like DeAndre Swift's always hurt,
Yeah,
so why not
yeah,
have the number one running back of a team where their starter is always hurt?
and he's third in points.
Yeah, and there was really nobody like I loved. You know,
Nah, at this point of the draft, it's
you're taking backups, hoping for its
I
potential.
was hoping for injuries.
Yeah, yeah, so right. We were hoping for somebody to be horribly injured.
Right, and DeAndre Swift is always injured.
Yes, and that's what's happening
So
right
that
now.
was a good move.
Yeah, yeah. Because in our other league, he went undrafted.
Oh wow.
I ended up like bidding on him.
Oh, did you get him?
Yeah, me and Jessica, we got Jamal Williams. We started him last week and won. So
Oh,
we're 3-1. Like that team is 3-1.
nice.
Yeah. But
I think I'm tied with you.
yeah, we're like there's 3 of us that
We're
are.
both 3-1?
It's
Yeah.
you, us, and then there's another team that's 3-1.
Yeah, some creep.
Yes, but that's the thing about our other league. Like we, at least me, I know you and like I think 3 other people in that league. That's a 10-team league.
Yeah, there's only me, you, Kelly, and Vinny,
Yeah, and John.
and Commissioner John.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the other nerds,
No, I don't know. I don't know who they are either.
and I don't care to know them.
No, no. I
As
mean,
long as they send me my money when I win.
we used to do in-person drafts in that league,
Oh, thank God that's over.
Yeah, so they might have been like around those because I don't remember the other guys from those
I
leagues.
I think the older ones are gone, and it's
Okay.
mostly John's son's
Oh, his friends.
friends in the service. They're all in the service,
Yeah, so we did. We went to an online draft there,
which
which
is so much better.
I don't know, man. Well, we can talk about this in a second, but I actually like the in person draft thing better. But
For that league, I like the
oh, for
online
that league,
one.
oh no, absolutely. I probably
This one, this one, I enjoy being here, even though it takes for fucking ever.
we have to have some kind of time limit
Oh
on the
God.
draft because I think it was right here. So you went with the Saints defense.
Yeah, at the time they were the top rated defense on the board. I
Yeah, I
think.
mean,
I think they were a top five.
I think I would have probably went with the Rams there or the Cowboys because I think I probably would have went with the Cowboys just because of Parsons and because like that division
Oh,
is fucking
yeah,
garbage.
this is where looking at the sheet rankings got me in trouble.
Yeah, that does happen.
For some reason, they had the Saints ranked really high,
The Saints are a
and
good
the
defense,
Rams were rated that high.
right? Yeah, well, the Saints do play. I can understand your thinking though, because they do play in the division with,
Yeah, I was looking at Atlanta.
yeah, Atlanta and Carolina's in that division,
Uh,
if I'm not
yeah, the
mistaken.
Baker Mayfield and Marcus Mariota factor.
Right. Yeah, and then
Okay, those are 4 games I'm going to get good points.
yeah, and you sit down, you get another one when they play Tampa Bay.
And then I had my eye on a sleeper defense later.
Was it
So
one that you ended
that's
up picking, or
yeah, it was.
okay? So we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, the Saints defense. Again at this point with defenses, if you don't have, as far as I was concerned, like Buffalo or Tampa Bay,
Yeah, they're all pretty much the same.
yeah, I think those two were like kind of like the standout ones, and then everything else is just you're just taking a shot.
Yeah, there's a pick here that I kind of laughed at during the draft.
Which pick is that?
That
Isaiah
was a Tua
Pacheco?
pick.
Oh, Tua. Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
He was actually playing good.
I could understand that though because like first of all, I'm pretty sure it was his backup, right?
I believe that is his starter.
Oh, that is his starter. You're right. Yeah. No, I probably would have went a little safer there. But like, who would he have taken? I mean, who was available at the time?
Right at the time,
Because Kirk
I
Cousins
guess
went right before Tua.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah. And again, if Tua, he has the weapons now. So I mean,
yeah. I think he had Ryan Tannehill as his backup. Yeah,
yeah. He picks Ryan Tannehill later, but
uh, yeah.
like,
It wasn't a bad pick, man. He's got a lot of weapons there.
yeah. I mean, we both
Didn't
did.
think he could get him the ball there.
Yeah, we both did laugh at the pick at the time, though.
Yeah, that was my mistake, and I apologize.
I don't apologize.
I'm the idiot.
Well, we didn't care because we had like I
Right, we
had
were
Allen
set.
and you had Jackson, so like
Right. I just wanted some garbage to back up Jackson.
you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so Raheem Mostert went, and that's kind of a guy who I was targeting. I really wanted to walk away from the draft with Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be pretty good there, and
Yeah,
he still can.
he still can. He still can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a guy that I would hold on to.
Because Chase Edmonds went like maybe 2 rounds ahead, or maybe even it might have been in like the fourth or fifth round.
Yeah, he went kind of high.
Yeah, and then Raheem Mostert dropped that. I think when I picked Jamal Williams, I was gonna, I was thinking about pulling the trigger on Raheem Mostert there, but
Yeah, he-
I thought Raheem Mostert would fall to me somehow, but didn't work out.
no, it didn't work out. But
No,
you got Jamal Williams.
I
That's what
did.
matters.
Yeah. So Isaiah Pacheco went, and I was a little surprised by that one.
Yeah, me too. He looks decent, but
Yeah, I really thought like it was going to be a lot of. I really thought Ronald Jones was going to be like, you know, the guy there.
Yeah, and does he even play?
And they haven't had him
He's been
act. He's
touching?
been a healthy scratch, I think, almost every game.
Oh, see, I like Jarek McKinnon on there.
I do too. And like
I
Jarek
thought he
McKinnon.
was going to play a lot more.
So here's the pick that broke my fucking heart right here.
That's your guy.
Yeah, primetime took Jeff Wilson Jr.
Uh,
I was
that's really
considering.
your good luck charm
He
right there.
really is. I was considering him in the Jamal Williams spot, but I'm like, you know what? I bet you everybody's gonna forget about Jeff Wilson Jr.
No, they didn't.
They sure didn't. That one broke my fucking heart right there.
And he was on my list of guys to try to grab.
Yeah, yeah. So I was definitely targeting him at this point, and after that, like that just kind of sent me reeling for the next for this. I don't even remember who. Let's see who I picked, but James Robinson went. James Robinson went after Trey Sermon, which
I don't get that one.
the Trey Sermon one. Yeah, I didn't get that either. I mean,
Yeah,
Philadelphia had like 6 running backs.
yeah. I mean, he's never going to play when he does.
Right. And like,
Yeah, I don't get
I
that.
would have taken Boston Scott ahead of Trey
Yeah,
Sermon.
me too.
I would have
Yeah,
taken Gainwell ahead of Trey Sermon.
yeah.
I
Trey Sermon, that's a head scratcher.
I think that people were fooled by like he's a second round pick. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But I had him last year, so I was not. He was another guy I was not touching this year. But
Yeah, I was high on him last year too.
yeah.
Oh, oh
So
shit.
here's your backup quarterback. So the guy who took Tua, I would have taken Derek Carr ahead of Tua.
Yeah, that's where I would have went,
So
and that's where I was going to go right here.
but you have to have, well, you already have your bear though. You already had I know you have to walk away from the draft with at least one bear on your team.
Yeah, it's just the ritual. I got to get one,
Yeah, I see. I do not
and
subscribe. Like everybody's in the league kind of follows that ritual except for me.
well, this year there aren't any to really pick.
No. Well, I mean, well, like but in the draft though, like their defense went, Mooney went, Komet went, uh
Yeah.
both Herbert and
Don't forget the great Equinemius St. Brown got drafted.
did he really? Oh, geez, I didn't.
Oh yeah,
I forgot
he's
about
coming
that.
up.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll roast him when that comes up.
so what you do you still have Justin Fields on your team?
Actually, I do.
Yeah, I mean you have Lamar Jackson, so
Right, I'm just waiting. I think Jackson's bye week is kind of late.
yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm just riding it out. I'll wait till I get close to that week and
Hmm.
then play the matchup game
Yeah,
and cut.
when you picked Justin Fields here, did you just pick like Justin Fields just to pick Justin Fields just to have your bear, or did you see like who?
Well, no, I already had Montgomery, so I didn't really care about
Oh, that's
that.
right. Yeah,
But I wanted Derek Carr. He was going to be my backup quarterback.
yeah,
And once he took him from me, I didn't think he was going to grab him,
right.
and I didn't know who to pick. And I'm not one of them clowns that sit there and read the fucking sheet for
Yeah.
20 minutes in the fucking 12th round.
So I think
But
wasn't it here where the Cordero Patterson thing happened, or was it before right before this?
it might have been right here. I think he did take his kicker instead.
Yeah. So what happened in the draft was in the actual in person draft. I guess Cordero Patterson. There was a sticker that was a wide receiver sticker, and then there was
Yeah.
a running back sticker. And so, yeah, as you saw, like he went in I think it was the 5th or 6th round, and the
Yeah.
guy who picked him used the wide
He
receiver.
used the running. He
Oh,
used the running back.
right. He used the running back sticker because I think he was eligible. I
He's
don't
eligible at both.
right. Right. Okay. Yeah, he picked. But he's eligible in both. But there's a sticker for him in both.
Right.
So basically the draft completely stopped right at this point, and we were already probably a good 3 hours in, right?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The draft basically stopped right here,
Ugh, that
because
was terrible.
he picked Cordero Patterson as a wide receiver, and it was basically like 11. Well, there were more than 11 of us there. There were probably about 15 of us there because there were people that share teams.
Yeah, probably, yeah, around 15 or
So,
so.
so there were about 15 people telling him that he can't take the same guy that was already taken.
Yet he makes an argument that he can.
Right. And he was the only one arguing. Like, he was arguing against 15 people.
I guess he thought he was Perry Mason or Ben Matlock or some
Yeah,
shit.
he was trying to
He was really trying to make his
he
case.
was pulling that loophole shit, you know, like, well, if there's a sticker, I should be able to get him, you know.
And then got mad
Yes, he
when
did.
we
He was
were
very
all telling him to shut the fuck up.
yeah, he was very upset.
So after all that, he goes and drafts the kicker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Cordero
Matt
Patterson,
Prater at that.
and like Cordero Patterson's on IR now, so like it all worked out for him. Well,
Yeah, worked out for him. Well, he's
yeah,
got a banged up Matt Prater instead.
that's if like I don't remember if this was the spot, but I think it
I
was.
think it was.
I think it was too.
Yeah, because we all laughed when he just went up there and took a kicker instead.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was it.
Like the draft stopped for at least 20 minutes.
Oh God. Yeah, and this is the point where I was getting frustrated.
Yeah, because so the draft was moving very like pretty well for the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah, it was actually,
And then
and usually it never does.
no. Yeah, usually by like the fourth pick somebody's like, you know, taking
Right,
forever.
looking at a damn sheet.
Yeah.
Like,
And
come on, man.
so with the in-person draft, I like the in-person draft. I just first of all I like the commissions. The commission's got a fucking gorgeous house.
Oh, it's a nice setup, man.
Yeah, like that double garage setuut thing he's got
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
the perfect place to hold a draft.
Yeah, it really is. If you're not doing it at Hooters, you can do it at the commission's house
Yeah, see
because he even had the
house.
jambalaya and
Oh yeah, it's perfect. I'm so glad we moved it there,
yeah. Oh, it's perfect.
and we haven't gone. We used to rotate and go to different people's houses.
Oh, this was before I was it because so the
Yeah,
history of this is like you. This is basically a draft with like mostly it's people from your job, right?
yeah. Before it used to be all people from my job,
Right, right. And then they
and
started
we
falling off
would
a little
go
bit.
to different people's basements. People would retire,
Yeah.
and then one year Kelly took over as the commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a big argument
Was
between.
this before I was in the league?
This was before you were in the league.
Because like when I got in the league, we were co-commissioners.
We were,
Or
yeah, we
not
had,
co-commissioners, co-manager. We shared a team basically.
we were partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I think that was 2 years into it when
Well, how long
the
have you been?
commission actually took over.
How long have you been in this league?
Um, I've been in. You can actually go on the website and look at the.
Oh, the past drafts and shit.
Yeah, when I took Priest Holmes and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, easy over 10 years.
Okay.
Easy, maybe 15.
Yeah, because we've been in the other one for a good amount of time, probably like 10 years or so.
Yeah, and I won it twice. Once with Kelly as my partner,
Mm-hmm.
and once with you as my partner.
That's all right. That's when that was the year we had, it was Leonard Fournette's rookie year. And we took,
Ugh.
who did we take first in the
We
first round?
took our first three picks were Shady McCoy.
Right. Derrick Henry was second.
Leonard Fournette was second.
Oh,
And Todd Gurley was third.
right. Okay, that's right. Right. That was the year Todd Gurley was almost like one MVP. He scored like
Yeah.
whatever it was, like 30 touchdowns or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
he had like Marshall Faulk numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like
That was our year,
yeah, yeah.
and it's been downhill for me ever since. You broke up with me,
I know, man.
and now I'm drafting Justin Fields.
So, well, don't blame me. Blame whoever retired. And like
That's what it's coming to.
the commission
No, actually,
asked if I wanted my own
once
team.
I- one guy that wasn't in the post office, he quit when he got all pissed off and threw a heart attack when like Kaepernick and all these guys were taking knees during
Yeah,
the,
right, right.
and he said he can't do it anymore. He's not watching any sports.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I understand. Well, fuck you. I got a guy to replace you.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, that's well. The commission asked if I wanted my own team or if I was cool like doing my own team, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it if you need me to. I was happy like
Yeah, I
partnering
knew
up.
you would. It's nice being partners, but it is nice having your own team.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like with when we were drafting together, like we didn't
We
really.
still help each other out.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like when we were like partners. Like I think that like we didn't really have any like there weren't like guys that like you picked. And I was like, why the fuck? Come on, fucking crooked ass Nelson with your crooked house and your crooked mouse. Like why would like I think we were
No,
pretty
we're pretty much on the same page.
yeah. And I think if we were still partners, I think we probably would have still been on the same. Like I would have like if we were partners still, I would have talked you out of Ezekiel Elliott. There, we would have taken Nick Chubb.
Yeah, yeah, and you would have talked me out of that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I would have agreed.
yeah. They were very.
But no, this time you fuck me and tell me no.
Yes, I said he's
It's like
great.
stuck it right in.
Yeah,
you-
this is his year, man.
but that's okay. I forgive you.
I was being a little crooked.
Yeah, you were being. It rubs off.
It
You know, my
does.
part-
It did. I was
a
being
little bit of me rubbed off on you, but that's okay.
yeah. So
That's what we.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's how we do.
That's
So-
how we roll.
So Justin Fields went by you.
Yeah, and I only picked him because, like I said, I just said fuck it. I'm taking Fields.
Yeah, I mean you had like you Derek Carr.
And
They-
I knew he was playing Detroit on Lamar's bye week.
okay, well there you go.
Like, okay, I can't lose. He's not going to get killed by Green Bay or nothing that week.
Right, right.
But I'm still not going to have him.
So Tyler Boyd was the guy I picked after that, and Tyler Boyd was a guy who he was again one of the guys that I was like I want to walk away from this draft with Tyler Boyd. Now, it really hasn't done much for me so far this year.
And not yet, but that's a good. That's a good flyer right there.
He's just a guy I really like. I just like the
Yeah.
way he plays. I'm just a big Tyler Boyd fan. And I wanted a piece of the Bengals offense because I thought the Bengals offense was going to be like how they were at the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
So I got my piece of the, I obviously wasn't going to get Chase or Mixon. Didn't need Burrow. T. Higgins went in the second round, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he went high.
So like that was the last piece left. So
Yeah, and that's a good piece actually.
I think
that's
so,
a
too.
good guy to hang on to.
yeah. Then Chris Olave went, which was turned out to be a great pick. The Broncos defense that turned out to
That
be a
was a
pretty
good
good pick.
pick.
Yeah.
And the Olave pick was great, except it wasn't so great in our other draft.
Yeah. In our other league, he went in the second round.
Second round.
Yeah. Right.
I think he went number 13 overall.
Yeah. 13 overall. Like I think.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. That was that Kelly who did that?
Yeah, that's why he's not in the man's league no more.
Yes. Right.
Picks like that will get you
Yes.
thrown out of the men's league.
Yes. Damn right. Yeah, the both those Broncos I would have picked ahead of. See, I was worried about like I didn't want to like because the Broncos play Kansas City twice, they play the Chargers twice. They
That-
play,
I was looking at that division
yeah,
when I was looking at their defense. I'm like, man, that's going to be a high scoring division.
right. Yeah, that's why I kind of didn't want any of the defenses. In
Yeah,
that
there's a lot
division.
of games you're going to have to sit them.
Yeah, yeah. I took Naheem Hines here.
That's another good flyer.
Yeah, I mean, it turned out like, not so great because I thought, hey, if anything happens to Jonathan Taylor, Naheem Hines can put up a lot of points,
He can.
and he's another guy who's usually not going to give you a zero.
Right, because he's going to play on third down.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And he will catch a lot of balls.
Yep.
But Matt Ryan just sucks right now.
Oh, right, or the offensive line. So I think it's Matt Ryan actually.
Yeah, I think it's Matt Ryan.
And so I was throwing a little bit of a heart attack on you right here.
Yeah, sorry, kid, you didn't see him.
I did not see. I missed Zach Ertz. I thought this was a great pick.
Yeah, that would have been a good get for you.
Yes, I don't know how I missed that. Like
I can't believe you fell this far.
me
Actually,
neither. That's that I think that's how I missed it is because I just assumed that he was gone because I think at this point in the draft we're in the 13th round. We got 5 rounds to go. We just had this stoppage because of Cordero
some
Patterson.
idiot.
And like every pick was taking like a half an hour. See, I love the in-person drafts, but we have to have some kind of like time limit.
Yeah, we
Even if
need to
it's
order
even if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it's got to be something.
something.
Like in our other league, I think it's a minute and a half or 45 seconds or something like that, or
Yeah, something real quick.
2 minutes, which
Yeah, it might be 2 minutes.
I think that's a little bit much.
That's fast.
Yeah, it's a little too fast. I think because like that'll happen a lot. Like what happened to you with Derek Carr and Justin Fields. Like you'll
Yeah,
be targeting somebody and you're almost about to get them, and then all of a sudden, oh fuck,
right. Back to the drawing board.
yeah, or like
But see, I think 5 minutes is fair.
yeah, I can if I
It's not too long. If you don't know who you want in 5 minutes, you shouldn't be fucking sitting here.
right, yeah, no, I get that. I think I'm thinking like 10 minutes would be good. But like, I think we both have the same kind of like draft strategy. Is like we kind of know, like, obviously like when you pick, that like you pick if you pick the third, like you picked McCaffrey, that fucking Cooper Cup's not falling. So you have like a
Right.
realistic idea of who could fall to me.
Right. You got an idea.
Yeah.
And usually when it's my pick, by the time it gets to me, I got 2 or 3 guys that I've been targeting.
Me too. Me too. I have like a main guy and then I have a back to the drawing board guy.
Right. So we're ready to roll.
Yeah, for the most part, but like you and I like do not take very long to draft.
No, we don't.
Unless like something happens where like with the Zach Ertz thing is like I like if there's I'm about to pick somebody and I didn't realize that they were picked, that kind of fucks me up.
Yeah.
And that's when I take a long time. But even taking a long time, it's relative because I don't really take that long because I have a few like names.
Yeah, I was actually targeting my second defense right here.
Oh, you were, and you saw Zach
And
Ertz was available.
I saw Zach Ertz available. I'm like, I just can't fucking pass him up, man.
No shit. Who were you what defense were you targeting, or did you know?
It was Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Which went
I
right.
want a little bit of the Ravens defense. It went right after me.
Yeah,
2 picks after me.
yeah.
So, but I didn't care. I'm like, okay, Zach Ertz.
I would have
That's
preferred Zach Ertz to the ball,
that's
a
a
backup
good
defense.
backup.
Yeah,
And now he's my number 1 guy.
yeah. Well, but then there's Tyler Higbee, who it turned out to be. He's better than Kittle now. He's better. He's probably the third best tight end in fantasy right now.
Wow.
I would think, right?
Oh, what's he got? 23 points.
Yeah, yeah.
Got him at number 11.
Well, that was his preseason. That was the preseason ranking, though.
Oh, that's the preseason ranking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, he has less points than Zach Ertz. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but Tyler Higbee's a good pick there. I think.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent tight end.
I was
You'll
somehow.
get something from him.
I will say that I was somehow hoping Tyler Higbee would fall to me,
Ah,
but that did not happen. Russell Gage, Tony.
the Sammy Watkins pick, I laughed at that one.
Yeah. Well,
He might have a game or two, but he's not making it throughout the whole season.
no.
He never does.
No. Yeah, and if you think he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver for Green Bay, like you're
Right.
you're crazy.
Smoking something.
Yeah. So we go to the 14th round. I mean, again, these are all just basically you're taking flyers. Here's where Tannehill went. And the rest of these are just backups. And see, Chase Claypool, here's a guy who I was not going to touch.
Yeah, I didn't want him at all.
Like, I was not walking out of this draft with Chase Claypool. This guy always gives you like a zero.
Yep, and then you add Mitch Trubisky to the equation.
Yes,
That's a
right,
double zero.
makes it even worse, right?
Yeah, no, I don't want nothing to do with him.
So your pick here, and then you get your kicker. Some people are taking kickers here, which I think is
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, it's toward the end.
Yeah,
Like,
you're in the 14th round. If you want to take a kicker now, I mean, what are
yeah,
you gonna
get the
do?
kicker you like.
Yeah, but you actually, this is maybe the steal of the draft. You had your. Did you think he would fall to you that far in
I did
Chicago?
not personally. I did not because a lot of people think he's going to win that job eventually.
Yeah,
And I saw him, and I'm like, you know what? Why not take the handcuff from Montgomery just in case?
yeah. I was definitely going to take him if you hadn't like I
And
was targeting him right there.
that's the pick. Everybody was laughing at me.
Oh, really? They would.
Yeah,
I
a lot
wasn't.
of the old timers in the back for, he's on the Bears.
Yeah,
You're taking a
yeah.
Bear.
Oh, well, I
Well,
mean,
okay. Well, who else am I going to take right here?
it was your third bear, and like he ran all over Tampa Bay's defense last year.
Right. He proved to put up big games last year when he
Yeah,
played.
and
I-
he's your insurance. He's your handcuff. He's
That's
like
what
you.
I'm saying. If Montgomery goes out, I just slot him right in.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Take Christian Watson? Is like Christian Watson a better pick there?
Right. He was the main one laughing at me.
Yeah, right.
So you took Christian Watson and laughed at me for taking Herbert.
I would
You
have
big dummy.
I would have taken Herbert there too if he would have fell to
Yeah,
me.
no, I'm just looking for backups and stuff. So
So I took my insurance policy. I took Hunter Henry.
at the time, I thought that was a really good pick.
Yeah, I
For
really
your backup
thought
tight
like
end.
yeah, I thought I'll only need him for a couple weeks, or if he. I thought like my thinking with Hunter Henry was like Mac Jones can't throw the ball more than like 10 yards, so like the only guy he can get it to is Hunter Henry.
He actually had a good year last year.
He scored a lot of touchdowns last year.
Yeah, I thought you were pretty safe there.
That's what I thought too, but I ended up cutting him.
Uh,
And look how much he's scored so far this year.
the big 3 points.
Yeah, I think he's actually behind Jonnu Smith in the depth
Ooh,
chart now.
that's brutal.
Yeah, so this was not a great pick here. I just wanted a backup tight end, and I was actually looking at Robert Tunyon.
I would have went with you with Henry over Tanyan.
Yeah, I think that was probably I don't know. But then I took Rashad White. I wanted again the bat. I do that a lot. Is I'll like with these like dart throws. Is I'll take like if something happens to Leonard Fournette.
Right, you're covered.
Yeah,
You got it.
I got
Yeah.
and he's the like he's the like the basically the I don't think that they like Keyshawn Vaughn very much. So
Yeah, that's a good pick. And Fournette does miss time.
yeah, and like this past week, White was on the field basically the entire game almost.
Yeah. So that was a great pick right there.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I liked your pick, Jacoby Myers, like another
Yeah,
guy.
I'm like, okay, somebody's got to be the top receiver in New England.
That's another guy who's not going to give he's not going to give you like a zero. Like Devontae Parker's probably the
Right.
better wide receiver in the
He's the better one, and he does put up big games. I just don't like him because he's not consistent,
right. Yeah.
and he gets hurt all the time.
That too. And Jacoby Myers is consistent, at least.
Right. I'm thinking at least I'll get like 5 points out of him.
Sure. And if we were in like a PPR league, like,
And he's not going to play unless it's an emergency.
right. And yeah, you're like what, like
I
fourth.
think he was my fourth receiver.
Yeah. So, I mean, you already had, what do you call it?
And,
McLaurin.
DK. McLaurin and
DK,
Cooper.
Cooper. Yeah. So like, yeah, he was, and like with White, I was like, I already have Chubb, I have Henry, I have Penny, I have Jamal Williams. So he was like, I had Naheem Hines. So like I was basically just taking backups at this point. I basically was just taking lottery tickets here.
Yeah, that's what you do, man, in the
And,
late rounds.
and here's where the real steal of the draft happened. The Eagles defense right here in the 15th round,
Oh man.
basically the best defense in the league. Probably, well, Buffalo is still the best defense in the league, probably, but
I thought you were going to point at Rodrigo Blankenship.
yeah, I actually took him in my other league and I cut him like as quick as I could.
Nice. That Eagles defense, that was a steal.
Yeah, yeah, that was a great pick.
I didn't think they'd be that good.
Mike Gesicki, I was not touching him.
I had him last year. I didn't want nothing to do with him.
Yeah, like a lot of people were high on him, and I just don't see.
And he gave me a lot of heart attacks.
Yeah, yeah, I just didn't see it, so I was not touching him. Hayden Hurst, I'm definitely not touching that fucker.
That's heart attack central.
Yes, that's the biggest heart attack I've ever thrown was on Hayden
Ah,
Hurst.
man.
Isaiah Spiller. Again, you're just right here, like you're getting towards the end of the draft.
There's my guy.
There's I can't even say his name. Quimius St. Brown.
The wrong St. Brown.
Yeah, he definitely by far took the wrong St. Brown. But I mean, I guess it's the
I mean,
16th round.
yeah, and he's starting. He's a starting wide receiver.
And
which is,
honestly, like, would you rather have St. Brown or Galloway or Galladay?
I'd rather have St. Brown
Me
right
too.
now.
Me too. Even at the draft, I would have rather had St. Brown, I think.
Now they can only get on the field because they have nobody else.
Yeah, and even when he does
Everyone's-
get on the field, like they don't throw it to him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how bad he is now.
Yeah, yeah, it's so like yeah, Mike Davis. Mike Davis was somebody who I was like looking at because I thought that he was going to be the starting. I think he was the starting running back at the time for the Ravens. He just didn't do shit.
No, he didn't.
Uh, again, Albert. Oh, Kyle Juszczyk. I didn't know that he was taken.
Uh, yeah, he was drafted. That was his pick. He took about 15 minutes looking at his board. And then he went up there and took like another 5 minutes looking for the sticker, which there wasn't one.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, that was the. I think that was that and Julio Jones. For some reason, there was no Julio Jones sticker.
Yeah, I had to write him in.
Yeah, I think those were the
I
only
don't-
two that were written in were Julio Jones and Kyle Juszczyk.
There's no, I don't get this. There's no Julio Jones sticker, but they had one for Equinemia St. Brown.
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
But the Kyle Jusick, yeah, I had to go out there and write it in for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he kept him. I think he cut him after the first week.
yeah. Well, I kind of get his like thinking behind it. Is like
Yeah, goal line.
yeah,
Yeah, I understand. He'll catch a few passes here and there.
but you don't. I like. There's other guys you could draft.
He's
like,
still a fullback.
yeah, yeah. You would never play him confidently. Like I can understand, like
Right.
on FanDuel or something, if you play him.
Yeah,
But no, like in our league.
all right. Unless your fullback is named Mike Allstott, you don't draft one.
Right, exactly. So you took the Chargers defense. That was
Yeah, that was my surprise defense.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
again, it was your
uh,
back. It's your backup, and Mac is there, and I mean,
Yeah, I'm thinking Mack and Bosa.
and J.C. Jackson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I actually played them this week, and they got me 7 points.
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah,
They're a good deep. They're they or have potential to be good. I think Bosa's out now, so
yeah, he's hurt again as usual.
yeah. But I mean,
So that means Mack will be right behind him.
yeah. But I mean, I thought at the time as a backup defense, I'm like the Chargers are fine.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Yeah.
And then here's the steal of the
The
draft.
steal of the draft is I took one Evan McPherson.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The commish. I'm gonna see if I can use him as trade bait for the commish now.
He might be the MVP of all of football.
He might be. So yeah, the commish was very. He was very. I, at the time, like I was gonna pick. I was actually because Tyler Bass has kind of been my good luck charm. I was just gonna take him, but like I Evan McPherson was kind of like the kicker that I was targeting, but it was kind of like, but I don't really care if I don't get him.
Right.
But like if he's available to me, like I definitely want him. But it wasn't like the Jeff Wilson Jr. thing where I was fucking
Oh no,
heartbroken.
yeah. Well, that's your guy.
That's my guy. Like Evan McPherson, even like the Raheem Mostert. Like I kind of really wanted him, but like I'm like all right, well, I at least I'm not gonna get everybody I wanted.
No, but I could see you walking down the street with a Jeff Wilson Jr. jersey.
I'm gonna buy myself a
That's
Jeff
how much you
Wilson.
like him.
Yeah, I'm buying myself a Jeff Wilson. I have him in our other league. He's my starting running back. He's my number one actually. I might actually cut Antonio Gibson in that league.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm definitely sitting Antonio Gibson in the other league.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him.
No, I'm thinking about cutting him actually,
Hmm.
especially when Brian Robinson he's back now. So
Yeah, so he probably won't get many opportunities.
yeah, I probably won't cut him, but I'm thinking about it. So then, yeah, this was the end of the draft. So this is where my backup defense. I took the Steelers defense because I looked at who I saw that Tampa Bay was playing Kansas City in Week 4. And I'm like, okay, who was playing somebody shitty in Week 4? And the Steelers were playing the Jets.
Oh Jesus!
Well, I cut them before like
That was good strategy
it was
at the time.
I probably would have won if I would have stuck to that. Because I don't know. The Steelers, their defense didn't. Once, I'll tell you, like, once TJ Watt went out, though, I was like,
Yeah, they're done.
yeah, forget it. Like, I'll
Yeah.
just, I'm not going to carry a backup defense. I don't have a backup defense and I don't have a backup quarterback. Because I just didn't want to get cute. Like, I got cute week 2. I forgot who the Steelers were playing, but Tampa Bay, like, the Steelers scored me 2 points and
Uh,
Tampa Bay scored like 22, and I lost because of it.
uh, never do that again.
And speaking of great picks in the 17th round for us,
This is where I was just standing at the table looking at the stickers. Who's
yeah,
available.
right,
I always take my kicker the second to last round
yes, yeah,
because my last round I want to take a diamond in the rough, a surprise.
yeah. I think we both do that. Like I think
Yeah.
we both because we both like just like make a fucking insane pick with the last pick,
Something crazy, so I could say I outsmarted everybody.
right? And it never works out for us.
It never works out.
Yeah. So the basically these are like someone took the Bears defense, of course. Cairo Santos went. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that was. If he gets horny one more time, he'll
I
never
know,
play.
right? Well, I don't even know like the way. I mean, I think
Jahan Dotson, that was a great pick.
that was turned out to be a great pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's hurt right now, but
Yeah. No. Well, Isaiah McKenzie. That's a great pick right there.
yeah, that's a good one.
Did he cut Isaiah McKenzie?
I think he did.
I think he did too. So like,
Yeah.
you can't like stick
Oh,
with him for.
shit.
And look, I mean, 31 points out of him. That's not bad. 41 points out of Dotson.
Yeah,
Like, look at what like the rest of these guys are getting. I mean, you can't really count the kickers and shit, but like,
right.
look what the regular play like. Kyron Williams,
Right.
like he hasn't played. Kenny Galladay, 2 point, like
You got Jalen Tolbert.
right, yeah, like
He hasn't even played.
right. I mean, I get
Jamison Crowder.
I
Oh.
get the Deshaun Watson pick. I guess I don't remember who.
Yeah, it was stinky. Mr. Cordero Patterson.
Right, but I don't remember who his quarterback is.
He's got a good one, I believe.
It's not Hurts because that commish has him.
Herbert?
Maybe.
Is it-
Yeah, I think you're right. It is Herbert.
Yeah, so I mean, I understand that. It's not a at
Yeah.
this time, why not? What the
Yeah.
hell? You're not gonna sit Herbert, but
Exactly. Unless
he
Herbert gets
already cut
hurt.
Watson. No,
Yeah.
he already cut him.
That's right. He did.
Yeah.
Then yeah, these are all just flyers. Nicole
Eh,
Hardman and
yeah, Flyers and your kicker.
flyers, your kickers and backups.
Yeah.
Your here was so your last pick of the draft was
And again, I was just looking at the sheets, the stickers of wide receivers. Didn't have no clue who I wanted.
yeah.
I'm
So
like, I'm gonna outsmart everybody. This
over-
guy's available and he's their starter. I'm taking him.
yeah, yeah. I actually did the same thing. Well, the last pick of the draft, DJ Shark. I mean, that he could end up.
Yeah, that's a very good pick.
Yeah. But yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones, he flashed last year. He had some pretty big games.
Yeah, he did, but I now had the starting receivers from
I was just
divisional
gonna say
rounds
you have
with
Jacoby
Jacoby
Brissett.
Brissett thrown to both of them.
Yeah, you have Jacoby
So needless
Brissett.
to say, he's gone.
Yes, right.
He was my first cut.
I think I just cut Nico. I think Nico Collins was a good pick there, and like, I thought again that it's another flyer.
Yeah, that's they got to throw it to somebody,
Yeah, I mean they have Brandon Cooks, so
and you figure he's gonna get doubled a
yeah.
lot.
I mean that's
They'll
kind.
shut him down, and Collins will step up.
Well, what happened was I actually I saw when I went to I was doing the thing that you were doing, was like looking at stickers, and I saw Tim Patrick was there, and I didn't know Tim Patrick.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
Tim Patrick had gotten hurt,
Yeah,
so I picked Tim Patrick, and they let me like make another pick. So
yeah, naughty boy.
yeah,
You're not
like.
supposed to do that.
Well, you know what? The last round, you like.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, basically at this point, I was
And
the
second
second
to
to
last-
last pick. You were the third to last pick. Everybody else was pretty much gone or like leaving.
Yeah,
And there's only like 4 or 5 of us still left there. So
there was actually one guy I almost drafted just to have on my team. It was Odell Beckham. I was going to take him there,
yeah, why not?
and to be honest, I should have because he's better than Peoples Jones.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you could still. I think he's still available. I think you could still take him.
Yeah, nobody picked him up.
Yeah.
But I was going to do that, and I'm like, fuck it. I'll get somebody that's actually playing.
Yeah, why not? So
Yeah, it was him and Will Fuller.
yeah, I'm still surprised Will Fuller wasn't picked up by somebody like the Giants. Why aren't like they looking at Will Fuller?
I thought for sure Green Bay would take Will Fuller.
That's what I thought too. I was actually kind of hopeful he was going to come to the Bears. Actually,
Yeah, oh, God. Well, Justin Fields can't even drop back in time to look down the field.
right? But preseason, we didn't know that. I guess
Yeah,
I guess we kind of
that-
did.
Yeah, we know they suck.
Yeah, and their offensive line is trash. So
Yes,
yeah,
it
that's
is.
that's the draft recap. So
And actually, the KJ Osborne pick, that wasn't a bad
that's a
pick
good
there.
pick. I like
Hardman?
Nicole Hardman, Jared Goff. I mean, shit.
Oh, that was a steal.
Yeah, it turned out. So
Yeah.
there was Isaiah McKenzie. So there's some value in that last round.
Yeah.
I mean, Damian Williams, like when he comes back, he could be the starter for Atlanta.
Yeah. Algier sucks. He might get another crack.
And I think he's due back next week or maybe the week after. So
Yeah, it's not bad.
yeah, so there was Rondell Moore. I don't mind him as the last pick. Taking a flyer on him.
Yeah.
So so we're in week 5. Is there anybody who before we wrap up, you're going to do your parlay of the week, but before we do that, is there anybody who you would like to I think once we get into the swing of things, once we start doing this regularly, we'll do our picks
Our pick to
sleepers.
click.
Yeah, our picks to click. There you go.
Pick the click for the week.
Yeah, do you have a pick to click? And obviously, we're not going to say people like, Josh Allen or something. Somebody who might be a free agent in on somebody, whoever's listening in their league. If they're, who's likely a free agent.
Who's likely a free agent or lower tier type guy who
Yeah,
might blow
somebody
up
who's
this week?
like somebody who is like available on our waiver wire. Who would you like if you like looked at our waiver wire? Who's your
Who would
pick
I,
to click?
my pick to click?
I'll give you mine if while you're thinking about yours.
Okay.
Devin Duvernay for the Ravens.
Oh, I like him, man.
I think that game is going to be like a huge, like high scoring because it almost always is. And Bateman is dinged. I don't even know if he's playing this week.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he is. I
I,
like Duvernay. I almost picked him up, man.
I
When I
he was
Peoples Jones.
yeah, he was one of the pickups that like because like when we do pickups, I say bid, like $5.85 on him. If I don't get him, then this guy, this guy, this guy, and Duvernay's always in that list, but I always haven't gotten him yet. So
Oh, let me see. Well, I'm trying to think who's going to have a blow up game this week. As far as free agents, I do like the Duvernay.
mhm.
I do like him. Here's one I think who might actually have a decent game, man. Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah, he's like again, you
I
gotta.
mean,
It's
the
gonna be
quarterback sucks,
yeah.
but you could see him getting in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean that guy can score, and he's another guy who could score like a 65, 70 yard touchdown pass.
And that game is, I think they're going to score a lot of points, man. Detroit's defense is non-existent,
Yeah,
and I could see them putting 30 on New England easy,
sure.
and New England throwing the ball. I could, yeah. Nelson Aguilar, I kind of like him this
Yeah,
week.
so Nelson Aguilar and Duvernay. So those are our picks to click this week. So you know what? We'll wrap up. Go ahead and tell us your parlay. Now, where do you? Is this on Three Rivers or?
This one is on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Okay, that's the one I use too.
Okay, that's what I'm betting with now.
Okay.
Not very good, by the way.
No, I've not won yet.
I'm 0 for the season,
Yeah,
but
well,
this is
but we
sweet.
do. I think we both do this. Like we do parlays for the most part, right? Is that what you
Yeah,
do?
pretty much. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Every week I play every game for $1.
What's that payout?
Winner is the money line. It usually pays out between 1,500 to 2,500,
Yeah. So I
depending
mean,
on what. So I do that
on a dollar
and win
bet.
$1 every week.
Yeah.
My pick the click parlay here.
Okay.
I got a 4-leg parlay. We're just gonna play the money line.
Okay.
I got Minnesota to win, Detroit to win.
Who is Minnesota? Who are these guys playing? So Minnesota's playing the Bears.
Minnesota's playing the Bears. Detroit to beat New England.
Okay.
The Jets to take down Miami,
Oh shit.
and the Cowboys to beat the Rams.
Okay. I could definitely see that happening.
So a $10 parlay will get you 220.
Nice.
So that's my pick to click for the week.
Okay, so it's the Vikings, Detroit over on the money line, right? So
On the money line, just to win the game.
okay, so Detroit to beat New England, the Cowboys to beat Washington, or the Cowboys to beat the Rams. And what was the fourth one?
The Jets at home to beat Miami.
Okay, well, I mean, I could see that. I mean, I think Miami's going to win, but it's
Not a big Teddy Bridgewater fan.
no, I get it, but like
And
I think they have
I just, for some reason, I see the Jets winning, man.
a lot of people are actually like kind of high on the Jets this week.
They're kind of been playing good.
Yeah,
Even when they had Joe Flacco playing fucking quarterback.
they actually were better. I think when they had Joe Flacco playing quarterback.
Yeah, I think they were.
I think if Flacco was playing, I might I might agree with this pick.
Have some good receivers over there now.
Yeah. Oh no, I actually have Elijah Mitch, not Mitchell. Elijah Moore in my other leagues, our other leagues. So, and then the rookie, I forgot his name.
Garrett Wilson,
Garrett Wilson, like he's a stud, and yeah, they're
and
Davis is like
Davis.
there's a good pick to click right there.
Right, they got some weapons. They're
Yeah,
not even playing Mims.
right. Yeah, well, he's I can see
Uh,
why.
eh.
All
I was
right.
hoping the Bears would get him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we need anything. Like we were just taking like whatever scrubs were left.
Yeah, and boy, do we got him.
Yeah, boy, do we ever have them. So yeah, I think most of our shows won't be 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we'll just be going through like the games and shit like that. But we wanted to do a draft recap. So I'm going to be kind of busy with the film fest coming up. So probably won't be till another episode until like mid-November, and then we'll try to like churn them out like every week. We'll see how it goes.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. You got any final words for?
No, just all I can say is go Minnesota, Detroit, New York, and Dallas.
And all I can say is, fuck you, crooked ass Nelson.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, we'll probably see you again in about a month, and until next time, bear down.
Bear down, hasta la vista, baby.